Hi guys, today I'm gonna talk about the brachial plexus. As we all know, or as we all think when we see the diagram of the brachial plexus, that is so complicated and hard to be memorized, but actually it's really easy and I'll show you how. Look, this is, as we see, C5, C6, C7, and T1. Now, the brachial plexus arises from C5, C6, C7, and T1. And the brachial plexus has 5 parts. The first part, the roots, C5, C6, C7, C8, T1. And as we know, why we have C8 here, because the nerves are C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, C7, C8, T1, and we continue down. Now, this the first part, as we said, the roots. Here's the roots. Okay, easy enough. Yes. Let's continue. Then the roots will merge. Look, this will merge. Here will merge, but C7 will stay lonely. Look here. This is the first part, which is the our roots. Okay, this is the roots. Let's go to the trunk. Trunk, trunk, and trunk. Okay. Now, after the trunk, we have something called divisions. Go also like this. And then we have something called chord, which is also like this. And the terminals. We will draw the terminals later. Look now. The root, the trunk, the divisions, the chords. How can we memorize them easily? It's easy, you know why? Because look. Really tired of drinking caffeine. Really tired of drinking. We don't use of usually in anything. Caffeine. Really is root. T is tired. D, drinking, is divisions. Caffeine is chord. So really tired of drinking caffeine. Now, we said there's 5 parts: roots, trunk, divisions, chords, and the terminals. We know each nerve has its own terminal. This has 2. Each of them has 2. Each of these lines have 2. Okay. Now this one has also 2. 7 has also 2. Okay. But because it's lonely, because it's really lonely from the beginning, it needs to put its terminates between somebody's terminates. Like when you're being lonely, you need to be at the end with somebody, because you will be fucked up. You don't live your life lonely. So its terminals will be here, between the first line terminal, because it can't be lonely. And this will attach terminals. Okay, easy enough till now. This is really basic. Okay, I'm just trying to make it more easy for you guys. Look, so C5, C6, C8, T1, and C7. These two, they make these 3 lines. As we said, roots and trunk, divisions, chords, and terminals. Now, really tired of drink caffeine. Anyways, we said the diagram of the terminates always 2 for these. Okay, and the reason why C7 its terminates between here and here, between the terminates of C6 and C5, is because C7 from the beginning is lonely, so it needs somebody to be with. So you go between the terminates of C6 and C5 to be with somebody, because C5 and C6 as the people, for example, so it needs to be between people. Now, and T1 and C5 here terminates will attach to C5 and C6 here at the end to make like M. Okay, so M, and here between these terminates to be with somebody, and go. Now let's go more deeper. And roots, you should memorize like this. Roots 5. I will tell you why I wrote 5. Second thing, we have root, we have trunk 5. Third thing, no, only 2, okay, so 1, 2. Why I wrote 5? Always memorized root and trunk is 5. What does this mean? It means that there is no any divisions in the root and trunk for these nerves, only in 5 here. In root there's 5, trunk for 5. But 7, C8, T1 there's no any divisions in roots or trunk. So roots and trunk only for 5. You can say also 6 for trunk because 6 belongs to 5 here, like this. So 5 only root and trunk. And then the other parts like divisions, chords, and terminates, all of them has branches. Okay, but only in the first 2 parts, roots and trunk, only 5 has the branches. Let's go to and see the branches. First branch. Now this is really easy till now. Okay, I made it much easier than you think, so you can memorize it. Now the next part is for you, like it depends on you guys. You need to memorize it. We have 2 divisions. One is dorsal scapular nerve. It goes to the levator scapula and the rhomboid muscles, and one is called here, goes like this, and one is long thoracic nerve, goes from C5 to C8, passes all these nerves like this. Okay, so this is dorsal scapular nerve, long thoracic nerve. For the trunk, what do we have? Supraclavicular, sorry, not clavicular, suprascapular and infrasubclavian. Suprascapular is it goes to the superior noduc of the scapula. As we know, this is the scapula like this. This is the coracoid process. This is the suprascapular noduc. So the nerve will go through this here inside, and as we know, here's the scapula, for example. Okay, there's the noduc here. Here, this from posterior side, and we have the spine here. Goes like this. We have supraspinous fossa, infraspinous fossa. So why I said this, why I revised this part here, because the suprascapular nerve, it goes through the scapular notch, go back here, and innervates the supraspinous muscle and infraspinous muscle, and it has something to innervate with the humeral joint here. So, and this one, subclavius nerve, and we know that the it innervates the subclavian muscle, which is between the clavicle and the first strip. Now, we don't have any branches in here, and these 2 parts, because we said roots and trunk only for C5. Now, let's go here. Divisions. Just imagine the divisions is like this. X. The first one is X. The second one without X. Just this line. So X and this line. X and this line. Till now it's easy enough, right? I don't think it's hard. As we said, first of all, we have we said here we have long thoracic nerve, and we said we have suprascapular nerve, subclavius nerve, okay, and this comes from C5 and C6. And here we have a dorsal scapular nerve. Anyway, we finished, and then we finished from these divisions. We came here's the divisions. We finished from these divisions. Now we go to the chords. Chords, we only have easy move. What is it? Like this, and something to connect between them. What is this and this? These are the lateral and medial pectoral nerves. That's nerve is the pectoralis major and pectoralis minor, and we know what these are the chest muscles. Now, till now everything is great and everything is easy. I don't think it could be more easier than this. And do you see this? As we see, this is form 7, C7, because it's lonely. It came and enters here. This one, which is close to this, called axillary nerve. It goes through the quadrital foramen in the pectoral girdle, and it goes posterior to the femoral, and it loops around the cervical neck, and it innervates the deltoid and the teres minor. Now, here, as we said, root, trunk, no divisions at the root and trunk, only for C5, long thoracic, dorsal scapular, suprascapular, subclavian, and according to the name, we know what muscles is gonna be innervated. And by the way, for the long thoracic nerve, it is what is it? It innervates the teres major. And the last thing about the brachial plexus for supraclavicular part is here. We have 3 branches in the cord here of the C7, which is, first one is superior, or no, not superior, sorry. First one is upper, what is it? Let's go from middle. Middle is thoracic nerve, upper and lower subscapular nerve. You know, it goes to the subscapula, upper and lower subscapular nerve, and this is for thoracic dorsal part. It goes to the thoracic from behind. I hope my video helped you for this thing, and I wish you the best. And by the way, don't forget about the drawing, because it really helps. It really helps. Okay, and thank you very much.